Hey friends, it's Dr. J coming to you with a leader's perspective, and I decided to do things a little bit different this week. Normally I would blog, I would write something for you, but there's been a topic on my heart for weeks, and I really wanted to talk to you about it. So let's talk. I want to talk to you about how to have difficult discussions with your employees. Now, this can apply to your team, your staff, your family, anybody in your life, honestly, but specifically for the people that you lead. Let's talk about how to have difficult discussions. Now, I know we feel differently about confrontation. Some of us are very comfortable with confrontation. We have no problem. Others of us shy away from it. We're uneasy about it. Regardless of where you fall, there's a skill to this. And I would like to talk to you today about that skill. Now, before we jump into that, let's talk about your comfort zone when it comes to confrontation. If you are a person who feels comfortable in confrontation, you got no problem, I can handle it. What I would encourage you to do is consider the frequency of your confrontation and also consider your approach. So if you are confronting very often, think about parents with a teenager. If you come down on them about everything, then you lose the power of your voice. So sometimes you have to choose your battles as the leader so that when you speak and when you have a difficult discussion, it has an impact. Also, your approach, the package you put the words in, your body language, all of that matters. So sometimes if you're more comfortable, you may be too comfortable in the confrontation. So keep that in mind. On the other end, if you are a person who is uneasy about confrontation, you're probably not doing it often enough. Now, there are 3 reasons why we need to confront and have the difficult conversations. Number 1, for the sake of your team. If there is disruptive behavior, if there is anything interfering with the goal of even one person's project, it affects the entire team. And as the leader, we are responsible to protect and set the boundaries and to make sure that the mission and the goal is protected. So we have to be brave enough, have the courage to have the difficult conversations when it is necessary. Number 2, for the sake of the person or the people that need to hear the difficult conversation. Y'all, I watch how people climb the ladder and they get to a certain title or a certain position. And sometimes when they have disruptive behavior or any type of behavior that's disruptive or harmful to the team, they may fall from that position for one reason or another. And it always breaks my heart. And I always think, who was responsible for sitting that person down and having the discussion to say, you can't treat people like this. You cannot lead like this. This behavior is not going to be productive for you. What mentor, what supervisor, what leader dropped the ball in giving that person the difficult discussion? Now, I'll admit, maybe someone did have the discussion and maybe that individual decided they weren't going to receive it or apply it. Personal choice. Got it. But as a leader, I take responsibility and love my team enough to talk to them and have the difficult discussion if the opportunity presents itself, because I don't want that behavior to be a stumbling block to them later. So keep that in mind. Number 3, having the difficult discussion is important for you and me as leaders, because often our leadership is defined more by what we avoid doing versus what we actually do. So everybody's watching, they're learning from you, they're learning the culture, they're learning the boundaries, they're learning the values, and avoiding having difficult conversations may be communicating values that you do not want to establish in your team. So that's the why. Let's talk about the how. Now, y'all know I love talking about my sweet husband, Edward. You know that. But I talk about him because he's taught me so much. One of the first lessons my husband taught me in our marriage was how to have a difficult discussion. Now, we were about 1 month into marriage, and it was a tough day in the Jackson household. Now, y'all don't get me wrong. We don't have difficult discussions very often. Honestly, this one and maybe one other that I can think of that was that big. We have disagreements, but we've learned how to do that effectively. So let's go back. A month into marriage, I'm mad, he's mad. It's not going well that day. Now, I got to tell on myself, y'all. I'll be the first. I'll tell on myself. I come from some very passionate, strong women. We don't take no stuff, okay? Don't come for me because I didn't call you. See what I'm saying? That's my background. That's what I learned. That's who I am. So I was ready. I was ready for him that day. I was ready. You about to learn who you married, sir. You're about to learn this day. Thank God for the wisdom of my husband. I'm grateful, and I mean that. He stepped away. He said, I need some room. I need some space. He didn't leave the house, but he did go to another room. And he stayed there for a long time. I don't remember how long, but I do remember that the sun had set and gone down by the time he came back. When he came back, he brought 2 folding chairs and he sat them in front of each other, facing each other. And he took me by the hands and sat me down in front of him. We were eye to eye. There was some space, but we could see each other's eyes. And he had a notepad and a pen. And he looked me in my eyes and he said, I have some things that I need to share with you. And I need you to let me say all of it. And after I've said all of it, I will be quiet and I will listen to you. Y'all, I don't remember what he said. I don't even remember what the argument or the difficult discussion was about. All I remember is in that moment, that man communicated to me that, yes, you are a strong woman, but you are safe with this man. I am not your enemy, and I am not trying to hurt you. I care about you. Since that day, we have 2 armchairs in our living room, and we have moved those armchairs. Every house we've lived in, those armchairs have come with us. And when we need to have a difficult discussion, we sit in those 2 armchairs. And I have my list and he has his list. And we give space for each other to share whatever it is. And then we have a discussion until we can come to some resolution. I have applied this even outside of my marriage, with my team, with my staff. If there's a person that I need to have a difficult discussion with, number one, most times you can step away for a minute. There are not a lot of things that you have to confront right away. Sometimes you do, but often you can really step away and give yourself some time to process. So I give myself some time to process. I write down my thoughts. And when that person comes in, or when I go to speak with that person, I start with, I have some things I need to share with you. Please allow me to say all of it. And when I'm done, I will be quiet and give you the space to share with me. Sometimes I'll even take a notepad and pen and push it their way so that they can take notes as I'm talking. I can tell you this has been so effective because it communicates, I care about you. I am not trying to hurt you. I am not your enemy, and we can figure this out. We can figure it out. So I will encourage you to try this method with your team, with your staff, with your family, with anyone that you care about. You need to have a difficult discussion. Do it from a place of care, not of winning versus losing. We're not trying to win here. We're trying to be connected and for everybody to be okay and everybody to get better. Now, every now and then, you might have somebody, no matter your approach, they're not trying to hear you. No matter how loving, how caring you come about it, they are not open to it. And you notice that the conversation is going back and forth, back and forth. Here's my suggestion. Don't do the back and forth, especially if you are in the place of leadership. If you are in the shoes of supervising, managing, leading, don't do the back and forth. What I would encourage you to do, once you notice that this is where this is going, interrupt that and say, please tell me what you've heard me say. So have that person tell you in their own words what you have told them the problem or the challenge is. And make sure they get it. Make sure they understand it. Correct them if they don't. Now, please tell me what you heard me say. Okay, I acknowledge that you don't agree with me. I acknowledge that you have other thoughts. But I need you to understand that what you just repeated back to me is the standard upon which I'm going to evaluate you. So just know I acknowledge that you disagree, but I need you to acknowledge that this is the standard. And that is what I will be expecting from you. Done. Then hold them accountable. It's important to stay in the shoes of the leader when the goal, when the mission of the team is in jeopardy. So that's just my 2 cents, y'all, about having difficult discussions. It's necessary. You need it for your team, for that individual, for yourself. And there's an art to it. There's a skill to it. And when you come from a position of care and support, overwhelmingly, the majority of the time, you're going to have an open door to train, to connect, to help, to move forward together. And when you don't, you make sure the standard is clear and you hold to the standard, y'all. See, the people part is the hardest part. I've always said that you can be an expert in your field and know how to do what you do. But if you don't know how to connect and serve the people, you don't know how to lead. I hope y'all can use this. I hope you'll try it when you need to. I know that confrontation is not my thing. It's not what I love to do, but I've learned that it's absolutely necessary. So tell me what you think. Leave a comment. Let us know if you have other approaches, if you have other tips or ideas about having difficult conversations or difficult discussions. Tell us down below in the comments. Share this video with another leader who may need this encouragement or who may need these tools. And also subscribe to our website, educarestrategies.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, there's a subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe so you can have all the updates and you can have all the blogs and videos and tools and everything we do. We won't spam you, but we do want to share with you. So subscribe to our website and know that we believe in compassionate leadership. We believe in connected teams, and we believe in leading from a place of care. And I believe because you clicked on this video, you believe the same thing. All right, y'all. I hope you got something out of this and you can use it. And we look forward to connecting with you all again. Have a great day. Leave us a comment down below. Bye, y'all.